Hey guys, Garfam here, and I'm back to talk about the PTR for patch 2.3. In this video, I'll talk about pretty much everything you need to know about Kanai's cube. So to start off, to get Kanai's cube, you'll need to talk to Zoltan Kuhl in town while you're in adventure mode. Once you talk to Zoltan Kuhl, you'll go to the ruins of Secheron, which is a new area that can be found in Act 3, and it'll be in the top right of the map. Then you will go through this area, completing objectives along the way, similar to the bounty objectives. Then once you're finished on the first level, you will find a door that leads to the Elder Sanctum. Once you've gone through this area, you should find a room with a cube on a pedestal in the middle of the room, and there will be a barbarian next to it. Talk to the barbarian to complete the quest. Then you will teleport back to town, and you can talk to Zoltan Kuhl or click on the cube to use Kanai's cube.
Safety at last. You have not only
that fool actually.
Okay, so first I'll talk about what each recipe does, and then how to get, and then at the end I'll talk about how to get the new crafting materials, which is fairly straightforward. So the first recipe will be the Archive of Tel Rasha. So if you click on the book in the bottom right, you'll see the recipes. Archive of Tel Rasha, which lets you extract a legendary power. For this you'll need one legendary item that the character you're on can currently equip, that also has a legendary affix, one of each of the new crafting materials, and 5 Death's Breath. So for this, you'll put in your legendary item and all the materials. It will consume the materials and the item, and save the item's affix down here. You can have one for weapons and offhands, one for, I believe this includes offhands, yes, offhands. All other types of armor, and one for jewelry. You can have one equipped at, one of each of these equipped at a time. And once you consume an item, it's available to all your characters that can equip that item that the affix came from, and of course divided softcore, hardcore, and seasonal are all separate. The next recipe is Law of Cool, which is Reforge a Legendary. This will take one legendary item, 5 of each of the new materials, and 50 Forgotten Souls. This will take a legendary item and reroll it. So if I put in a my new Yang's recurve bow, and I put in the rest of the materials, which I don't have right now, it would re-roll the bow as if it were a completely new drop. So it could roll ancient, it could roll non-ancient, it could roll max stats, better stats, worse stats, etc. And so it has the same chance of being ancient as if it were dropped on the ground. So if I put this in, all the materials, re-roll it once, it has a 1 in 10 chance of becoming an ancient Yang's recurve bow. Also, if I were to put in an already ancient item like the Kang, it has a 9 in 10 chance of becoming non-ancient. So I would recommend not re-rolling ancient items. The only case I would do it in is if it's a really rare item that rolled really poorly, and then I would continue re-rolling it until it became ancient again, hopefully with better rolls. Or I would re-roll ancient stats, something that's just going to be a stat stick, like Calamity, or jewelry, because for a lot of jewelry you want perfect crit rolls and not, the extra dex is nice but not as important. On to the next recipe. The next recipe is Hope of Cain. Upgrade a rare item. this will this requires an equipable level 70 rare item or a yellow item, and 25 Death's Breath, 50 reusable parts, 50 arcane dust, and 50 veiled crystals. Put those all in along with the rare equipable item, and it will upgrade it to a legendary of the same type. So if you put in bow, it will give you a legendary bow out of it. If you put in gloves, it'll give you legendary gloves. Two-handed sword, two-handed sword, two-handed mace, etc. And this could be I could see this one being very useful at the beginning of a new season where you don't have, it's hard to find legendaries, but you'll have extra crafting materials just from trying to level up, since now in the new patch, or for 2.3, all crafting materials will be the same, 1 through 70, so you'll be collecting reusable parts, arcane dust, and veiled crystals starting at level 1. I'm not sure, I think Death's Breaths will still only get collected at 60. I might be wrong. They might start at level 1, like the rest of them, which would make more sense. Next recipe will be Skill of Nilfer, which is convert set item. Requires 1 set item, 10 Death's Breaths, 10 Forgotten Souls. What this will do is you put in a set item and the materials. It will re-roll that set item to another item in the set. So it could, if I put in Natalia's gloves, it might re-roll that into the Natalia's chest piece, the Natalia's helmet, boots, pants, or the weapon or ring. And then I could see this being useful at the beginning of the season also. Once you start collecting those set pieces, it'll be nice in case you're looking for like 1 or 2 extra pieces, but say you've gotten 2 of the boots, but you need the headpiece still. You could put in a pair of the boots and keep re-rolling it until you find the headpiece. Instead of continuing searching for the headpiece, you just need the materials to keep re-rolling it until you find the correct piece that you still need. The next recipe will be Work of Cathan. Remove level requirement, so this will require 1 equipable item, it can be any type, and a rank 25 Gem of Ease. In my opinion, I don't think this is very useful unless you're going for the most efficient solo leveling, but besides that, it's pretty much useless since you can have somebody power level you. And it's very, like, rank 25 Gem of Ease is going to take at least 9 greater rifts to create, and that's a hassle, a pretty big hassle just to get 1 item reduced to level 1 requirements. So in my opinion, it's not worth it unless you're really looking for that solo fastest leveling. The next recipe is Darkness of Radiment something. It converts gems to other gems. These are the only materials I have not found out how to get, so I'll put that in the video in post once I find out, but for now, you'll put in 9 of any gem and the corresponding material that you want to change it to, and it will change it to that gem. I'm not sure if it keeps the value of the gem. I'm assuming it will, but I haven't tested it yet, so I could see this being useful again at the beginning of a season when you don't have enough gems of the gems you need, but you have extras of gems that your character's never going to use. So you can use those, switch them over, get those gems that you need faster. The last recipe will be Anger of Ibn Fad. Convert crafting materials. So this one's pretty useful, as we all know. if you play a lot, you'll get stacks upon stacks of 5,000 veiled crystals. Now you'll be able to put in at least 100 of any type of crafting material and change it to whichever item you put in, whichever rarity of the item you put in with it. So you put in 100 veiled crystals and you put in a blue item, like a blue sword. It will consume the sword and change all those into arcane dust for you and 1 death's breath. And that is all the recipes. Moving on, how to get the materials for these. All you need to do is the bounties, Acts 1 through 5. Khandaran, Act 1, Chaldean Nightshade, Act 2, Ariat War Tapestry, Act 3, Corrupted Angel Flesh, Act 4, West March Holy Water, Act 5. As you can see, it goes in order, Act 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you complete the bounty, open the cache, and it will be in the cache. So that's how you find those materials. Once again, I'm not sure how to find the gem materials yet. I'm assuming might also come in the cache and I missed it the last time I did it, or it might have something to do with Covetous Shen, the gem artisan. And and lastly, I want to mention the bonus acts now grant an extra cache reward, which will also have the materials of that bonus materials of that act in that bonus cache. And that is all for now. That should be all the information on Kanai's Cube. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll be making more videos on the 2.3 PTR this week and in following weeks. So if you want to see anything specific, leave me a comment. Otherwise, have a Kanai's day. Get it? Kanai's Cube. Yeah. See ya.